I want you to help me get rid of my guilt feeling. If I can get rid of my guilt feeling about lying or going to bed with a single man, any of that, just so I can feel more comfortable.
So right there, Dave, is that coaching where when she's saying to him, like she's saying, I want you to help me. So in a way, right, she's telling him what she wants, but she's also saying, I want you to just do it. I want you to wave the magic wand and poof, there you go.
Well, I don't know that she's saying that she wants him to wave a magic wand. I didn't hear that. I did hear her say that she wants more. She's worried that he's not going to be more active. She's worried that he won't help her get to what's at the core of this guilt. I mean, it may come across as, oh, I just want the answer. Just give me the answer and I'll up and leave. I don't think she's quite put it that bluntly, but I think she is signaling that she wants to, this guilt is a huge problem for her. And she wants more than just kind of sitting here navel gazing over it. She wants to maybe she wants to get at where this comes from. Maybe she wants to understand more about it, and she wants more of the therapist's help.
She wants to work.
Yeah.
I guess I'd like to say, no, I don't want to let you just stew in your feelings. But on the other hand, I also feel that this is the kind of very private thing that I couldn't possibly answer for you, but I sure as anything will try to help you work toward your own answer.
Now, if you pause there for a minute, I thought that was a really good response from him in that, he's indicating that he does want to help. He can't just give her the answer, but he does want to help. But I think part of what's important is that he has an attitude toward her that's already quite plan compatible. She said before that basically she coached him that it would help her feel safe if he's not judgmental. And, she's in a way, by presenting this material about having men over and everything, you could possibly hypothesize that she's inviting him. She's setting it up that he could be judgmental. Maybe back in the day, this would have been even more difficult material for a woman to talk about with an older male therapist. And he's responding in a way that's not judging her for the conflict, for these desires that she feels guilty about. So he seems to have an attitude toward her that is in the direction of compatibility with her plan, at least with this aspect of it.
Well, I appreciate you saying that. You sound like you mean it, but I don't know where to go. I don't begin to know where to go. I thought that I'd pretty well worked over most of my guilt. And now that this is coming up, I'm disappointed in myself. I really am. I like it when I feel that no matter what I do, even if it's against my own morals or my upbringing, that I can still feel good about me. And now I don't. There's a girl at work who sort of mothers me. And I think she thinks I'm all sweet. And I sure don't want to show my more ornery, devilish side with her. I want to be sweet. And it's so hard for me this all seems so new again. And it's so disappointing.
Yeah, I get the disappointment that here, a lot of these things you thought you'd worked through, and now the guilt and the feeling that only a part of you is acceptable to anybody else.
Yes.
That keeps coming out.
So you could formulate in a way her belief, something along the lines of, if I'm not perfect, if I'm not sweet and nice, then it means I'm a bad person. I'm unacceptable.
I guess I do catch the real deep puzzlement that you feel as to what the hell shall I do? Can I do?
Yes, and what I can find out is that everything I start to do, impulse, it seems natural to tell Pammy or to go out on a date or something. I'm comfortable until I think how I was affected as a child. And the minute that comes up, then I'm all haywire. Like, I want to be a good mother so bad, and I feel like I am a good mother. But then there's those little exceptions, like my guilt with working. I want to work, and it's so fun having extra money. I like to work nights. The minute I think I'm not being real good to the children or giving them enough time, then I start feeling guilty again. Then that's when it's what do they call it? A double bind. That's just what it feels like. I want to do this and it feels right, but after all, I'm not being a good mother and I want to be both. I'm becoming more and more aware of what a perfectionist I am. That's what it seems like. I want to be so perfect. Either I want to become perfect in my standards or not have that need anymore.
Or I guess I hear it a little differently, that what you want is to seem perfect. That it means it's a matter of great importance to you to be a good mother. And you want to seem to be a good mother, even if some of your actual feelings differ from that. Does that catch you?
Yeah, I don't feel like I'm saying that. No, that isn't what I feel, really. I want to approve of me always, but my actions won't let me. I want to approve of me.
So that seems to me to be an important incidence of what we call reactive coaching, that she's reacting to something the therapist has taken from what she said, and now she needs to correct the therapist to get him back on track. If he were to continue going down this path of, or maybe it's not really about this internal struggle to be perfect, it's more about, the kind of impression that you want to make to others. She's correcting him. She's saying, no, I need you to understand. This really is about my own struggle, approving of myself.
I realize you, all right, because I'd like to understand that. You sound as though your actions are kind of outside of you. You want to approve of you, but what you do somehow won't let you approve of yourself.
Right.
Seems like he took the coaching.
Yeah.
Like I feel that I could approve of myself regarding, for example, my sex life. This is the big thing. If I really fell in love with a man and I respected him and I adored him, I don't think I'd feel so guilty going to bed with him. And I don't think I'd have to make up any excuses to the children because they could see my natural caring for him. But when I have the physical desire and I'll say, oh, well, why not? And I want to anyway, then I feel guilty afterwards. I hate facing the kids. I don't like looking at myself and I rarely enjoy it. And this is what I mean. If the circumstances would be different, I don't think I'd feel so guilty because I'd feel right about it.
Yeah, I guess I hear you saying if what I was doing when I went to bed with a man was really genuine and full of love and respect and so on, I wouldn't feel guilty in relation to Pam. I really would be comfortable about the situation.
That's how I feel, yes. And I know that sounds like I want a perfect situation, but that is how I feel. And in the meantime, I can't stop these desires. I've tried that also. I've tried saying, okay, I don't like myself when I do that, so I won't do it anymore. But then I resent the children. I think, why should they stop me from doing what I want? And it's really not that bad.
But I guess I heard you saying, too, that it isn't only the children, that you don't like it as well when it really isn't.
I'm sure I know that's it, probably even more so than I'm aware of. But I only notice it so much when I pick it up in the children. Then I can also notice it in myself.
Somehow, sometimes you kind of feel like blaming them for the feelings you have. I mean, why should they cut you off from a normal sex life?
A sex life, I could say, not normal, because there is something about me that says that's not very healthy to just go into sex because you feel physically attractive or something, or a physical need. So something about it tells me that's not quite right anyway.
So this is interesting, this little passage here. Up until this point, Rogers seems to have been fairly neutral, in weighing in, like in taking a side around her sexual activity, right? But she's made it very clear that she feels very guilty about her dating and her sex life. And here he said something about, he referred to it as a normal sex life. And so it does seem like, I don't know if he was conscious of this or not, but it does seem like he's coming down on one side of this conflict, right? He is, in a way, relieving her as a sort of authority figure if you think about this in terms of transference testing. He is coming down on a side here and saying, look, you're describing a normal sex life. Why should you feel so guilty about it? That's kind of the position he seems to be taking, although he's pretty much based himself in a kind of neutral position. Do you get that? Do you get that sense?
Yeah.
And then she goes on and she clarifies and she says, well, there's something about me that says it's not very healthy, that this is bad behavior, right? She then elaborates on the kind of internal judgment that she has about herself. So she ends up telling him a little bit more, or underlining just how much of a pathogenic belief is involved here.
The pathogenic belief being
that to want to engage in sexual activity outside of marriages means that I'm bad. It sort of confirms that I'm, as she said, devilish, or, like there's something bad about me. In a way, the concern about the kids, it's a little bit, it's still an issue, but it's, as she seems to be getting at here, it's secondary to the issue of her own self-accusation and self-blame.